Welcome to Hodgepodge Australia. Today I'm going to show you how to get a cake out of a pan perfect every time. No sticking, guaranteed. First we have our cake batter, then we're going to need some butter. We need just a smidge of flour, doesn't matter what type. We obviously need a cake pan. I have some baking paper, a Sharpie, some scissors, and that's it. Let's get started. First, just stretch out a little bit of baking paper to the size of your pan. Then you're going to place your pan on top of the baking paper, and using that Sharpie, we're going to draw around it. So just add a little bit of pressure, and thankfully because of the baking paper it's going to swivel on the bench top, and just mark around it till you have the size of your pan. Using your scissors, we're going to cut around that baking paper just inside the line because we've actually traced the outside of the pan, so we want to go just inside that line so that it fits perfectly inside our sized pan. Then just pop that to the side for the time being. It's time to get our butter. Voila! Get some paper towel and some butter and give it a really good layering of butter all around the outside of your pan and just a touch on the bottom. You don't have to go all the way in. Then tapping in that flour, you're going to tap that all around your pan until your butter is completely coated. I usually do this over the sink, but you don't want to see my sink, so I'm going to do it over a bowl. But I have a nice flour cover, and then we can put our baking paper back in. Then it's time to add your cake batter. You know how to do this part, so just smooth your cake batter out of your bowl and pop that into your cake pan, making sure you have a nice even layer. Then give it a couple of little taps just against the bench just to get out any air bubbles. Once you have that cooked, take it out of the oven. Look at that lovely golden brown. Pop it up on top of the stove top to cool for about 5 to 10 minutes before you even start to take it out of the pan. When you're ready, just slide a knife, or you can see I have an offset spatula there, just around the edges, just to make sure it's all nicely released. Then the easiest thing to do is get your cake cooling rack, put it on top of the pan, grab yourself a tea towel because that pan's still going to be hot. I just found out. Get yourself a tea towel, pop it over the side, and we're going to flip that over. And then you get the fun part, which is when you get to find out that this thing just slides straight out of that cake pan. Be careful, the pan's still going to be hot. It didn't cool down in a matter of milliseconds. So use that tea towel again, grab that cake pan, and look at that slide out of there like butter. A perfect release from a cake pan. All you have to do then is peel that baking paper off, throw it in the bin, and you have yourself one beautiful cake. The best way to flip this back over is get yourself another cake cooling rack, put it on top, and flip again. And there you have the super easy release for a cake. This works every single time. I have never had a cake stick when I use this method. Make sure you give this a thumbs up if you plan on using this method. I would love to know that you've done so. And consider subscribing to Hodgepodge Australia. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.